Okay, hello everyone. Had a bit of a trouble there because I had a phone call as it was going live, so I think we're all good now. It's Sharon here on my page, just doing a little update for when I went live this morning on Essential Stencils page. Let me see if I can sit down and see you all. I showed you how I was upcycling using an old canvas, upcycling the old canvas, and I want to see this on my computer. And I was showing you how I just created or made some plywood boards for the back of it so that you can create a sign like this. So this is the one I stenciled this morning. Just a beautiful, simple, He Restores My Soul, and pop it behind the frame. Now where I got this frame was, if you missed that this morning, I got the frame from an op shop. If you're from the USA, that's what we call thrift stores over here in Australia. Just the op shop. I got it from Salvo's or Vinnie's or one of those. I've got another one here too. Now it had canvas on it, and I just simply took the staples off from around the outside, tore it off. Hi Mary, you're back for the second live today. Mary was watching my Essential Stencil live today. So that's the frame right there. So I just wanted to show you this new product to me anyway in my shop, and it is brand new for Artisan Paint Company. So many of you might know that I'm an ambassador for Artisan Paint Company here in Australia. Have beautiful range of chalk finishes and also brand new mineral paint, which I've used on some of these upcycles. And they have a product called Easy Wax, and I wanted to show you, like, literally it is so easy to use. Comes in this squeeze bottle, pour a bit out, brush it on, wipe it back, and you're good to go. Here's the other plywood board that I used today for my live, and I stenciled this gorgeous cow print which came from Essential Stencils Stencil of the Month Club. So I shared that live right here on my page, and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hello there to my YouTube people, because often I'll repurpose these Facebook lives and post them on my YouTube channel. Hello to you too. You will see that I created this also this morning. So have a look on my page back here in the video section here on my Facebook page. This is just a decoupage napkin on a signboard that then I stenciled over the top of to create a welcome sign. Now I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. I feel like my hair's doing something crazy today. Wanted to give you a bit of an update. So what I did was I went and sanded the edges. Let me see if I can get... And then see these grooves that are here in the board? I highlighted those a little bit more by getting the sandpaper, rubbing it along there so you can sort of see that distressed look. So now the only thing left to do for this, to finish it off, is to seal that with the flat matte sealer that I used earlier today. So that was what I used to actually decoupage the napkin on with. So I might start with that, and then we'll get on to looking at that Easy Wax, because it is really super easy to use. If you're here from wherever you're from, let me know in the comments. Yes, thanks Mary. She says the welcome sign turned out wonderful. I'm going to pop the camera down a little bit. I did have, that's my dish, I think. I had a dish here that I used to just tip a little bit of this decoupage in. So here's the Easy Wax. We'll be showing you that in a minute. This is just the flat matte sealer. Now this is usually for sealing chalk paint. You can seal milk paint, just a sealer, but I used it to decoupage this napkin. And if you're in Australia, these gorgeous green napkins, I just found it at Woolies. Here's a little bit of the offcut, just a napkin. So I decoupaged that with this. I'm going to tip a little bit of this in here. There's the seal for the top of the lid. Now this is the Artisan flat matte sealer, and I've got my brush that I was using earlier. This is what I used to decoupage with. Now that I'm finished the decoupage, I'm just going to seal that on. So while we're waiting for a few people to join us, because this is a bit of a spontaneous live here today, I thought while I'm all set up for my live with Essential Stencil this morning, I'll just finish this off here. Oops, we're getting a bit of a lump in there from where I had some earlier in the lid, and it's dried out. Not a good thing. So that's how you seal it. You just put some more flat matte sealer on the top. Actually, I'm just going to go straight on with this. Do as I say, not as I do. Decant it in a dish if you wish. but really I'm just spreading it right out. It looks a little bit whitish as you paint it on, but it dries clear and dries very quickly. So you sort of have to move fairly quickly. Just a tiny little drizzle more to finish that off. And then I want to show you this Artisan Easy Wax. So it comes in a clear and a black and an antique. You can use it for waxing or glazing, all of those kind of things. Actually, something like this would actually look good with a glaze or a wax in those details. Oops, I'm turning it upside down. So that's just all sealed, ready to go. So this is just a further update from my live that I posted about on my page this morning. So if you're here in Australia and it's, what is the time? It's almost 3 in the afternoon here. It's almost coffee o'clock, guys. All right, so that's the one. I'm going to just leave that to dry. And if you've just joined me, I was showing you how I upcycled some old canvases from an op shop, and I've removed the canvas from it. It just had a picture or a painting on it, something like that. And I'm using Artisan's Easy Wax. This is my sample bottle, so this is the one that shows you the labelling and all of that kind of stuff. Hi, Eugenie, you're here in Australia too. Amazing. Thanks so much for watching. So this is the Artisan Easy Wax. Comes in clear. I love using the clear, so easy to put over your chalk painted pieces, milk painted pieces, or just nice timber like this. So this is just a pine wood frame. And I've done this side so you can kind of see that this side, here's one I've done earlier, is a little bit darker. See that? So the Easy Wax in the antiquing actually creates a nice dark finish. So let me just pop the lid open and pour a little bit. See how it just pours in? It's literally liquid wax. As you pop the lid back down, sometimes it makes a little bit of a spray. So all I have to do is, I've got some on a brush. You could use a cloth if you wanted to. Here's the cloth that I used to remove the excess. Hey Mum, my mum's watching today. Love you, Ma. Okay, so I'm just painting that on the frame. Let it sit for a bit, like you would with normal wax, but this is liquid wax. Just have to stand up a bit so I can see what I'm doing here. You can see it's a lot darker. There we go. It's called Easy Wax. And I think this is my new favourite wax because it is so easy to use. Oh, I think I've done the back there. Here's what I wanted to call the front of the frame. And the only reason is because on the back where I took the canvas off, so if you've just joined me, this is an upcycled old canvas print or canvas painting that I just found in a thrift store, op shop, charity shop. I've taken the canvas off it and I'm using it as a frame to make a farmhouse sign. So I'll show you the sign part in a minute if you've just joined me, but that is how easy the Easy Wax is to use. I'm just going to let that sit there and that'll allow the stain to soak in. I've done this side and now I'm moving around the frame and I haven't done these sides, so you can see the before and the after. Just going to let that soak in for a little bit while I do these other sides, and then you just wipe off the excess and you are good to go. So you can get those on my website. I've also got a booth upstairs at the Camp Hill Antique Centre right here in Brisbane. So if you're local, I've got all of these artisan products in there. So easy to use. And we've just added the new Artisan Mineral Paint range into my shop booth and also to my online shop. And they've got some gorgeous colours in there. I just used Jet, which is their black. That's not really a colour. They've got a pewter colour that I was going to use that this morning on my live and I didn't. Oops, I just touched that wet wax side. So let me just show you here. I've freshly painted that on. I've just put a bit of the wax, the Easy Wax, into just a jar to make it easy to apply with a brush. You don't have to use a brush, you could just use a cloth. So I've wiped the excess off this one. Now I've just let this one sit for just, don't even know if that was a minute. So now I'm just wiping away any excess, which isn't a lot because it's raw wood, so it's kind of soaking in. If you're doing this on top of paint, depending on what type of paint it was, if you were doing it on top of a mineral paint, they have a built-in top coat, so it would probably wipe off more, whereas a chalk paint, you'd probably get a bit more of that antiquing colour staying into the paint. And so I'm hoping that you can see the difference there. I'll show you the black wax in a minute. That looks like I've got a little bit of glue on the side of that frame also. So that's the antiquing wax, which is the easy wax. So I haven't done that side there just so that you can see the difference. And it actually creates, and I can't wait to use this on a solid piece of furniture because it really creates a lovely finish and a nice smooth waxed finish, like a professional looking finish for your furniture. Okay, so that's that one. I'll leave that aside and finish that off later, but I did want to show you. Let me just see if I've got clean enough hands. This is what I stenciled this morning over on my live with Essential Stencil, and here's what it will look like when it's all comes together. So see, this is the frame, this is the part that I haven't used the antique easy wax on, and this side over here is where I have used it. So you can see the difference in the, just makes it a nice darker antiquing looking shade. So you can use that antique wax over paint as well. So I'll just keep watching, and another day I will do that, but I just wanted to show you on this other one, the black wax, and it also comes in clear. Here's the cute cow print that I stenciled today, and you'll see that live on my page also. So here's the frame. So this is a really nice thick frame. It's got a really quite a thick sides to it, and it has a bit of a beveled taper to the inside of the frame, which makes a nice finish for that. So that'll be going like so. I've yet to decide, and I think maybe next week on my Essential Stencil live, I'm going to add some words or decorate the cow somehow. These cow stencils come from their Stencil of the Month Club. If you're in the USA, you can take advantage of that. If you're in Australia, you can take advantage of this easy wax. So here's the black. Let me just show you that one. So I'll use a different container. I'll pop it in this lid here. Just shake it up a bit, and I have shaken? I have shook. I've shaken that. Now I'm adding some easy wax in the black. So the other one I did before that I showed you was the antiquing wax. I want to use this same brush, and I think that I should be able to. I just wash that all off the side. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But this is the black wax in the easy wax range. And my phone is just saying low battery, so hopefully it'll last well to the end of my live. Okay, so this is the black wax. So really it all still shows the wood grain in there. You can still see the wood grain when you're using the black wax and the antiquing wax. All it's doing is deepening that colour of the wood, and you've got sort of black tones in there. So that's the inside of that one. You can see that. See how it's still, on the video, it sort of looks a little bit very light tone, but you can see where it's hit the end grain that it looks a lot darker. Let me show you here on this part. So this is the black one, and it's a wax, but it's a liquid wax, so super easy to apply and just brush on. Whereas, you know, your normal waxes that you use for waxing furniture, you need to use a bit of elbow grease for some of those. Now you could just wipe this on and then wipe off the excess with a cloth, or you could brush it on like I'm doing now. So I just wanted to show you that. Gonna let that sit for a minute. As that sort of soaks into the raw wood and dries, I'll go on with this side here. So see that front section there is the end grain, and this is really the smooth part of the wood. So where it hits the end grain, the stain is really going to accept that into the grain of the wood, making it a whole lot darker. So if you're in Australia, you can get this off my website. It's $52 for a huge bottle. That is, let's see how many mils. Is it 500 mils of the Easy Wax? I've used just a teensy weensy little bit, and I can tell that this whole bottle's going to last a very, very long time. So if you're a furniture painter, this is going to be a game changer for you, because it's just so easy to apply. Let it sit for a minute, then you've got a nice waxed surface. I think wax gives it a lovely professional finish. Okay, so I've done this bit, I've let that sit, so let's wipe off the excess. Mary, this is one of the brushes that Essential Stencil has given to some of us ambassadors. We were trialling a few brushes, so they haven't come out with those yet. But I like them for this purpose. They wouldn't be a stencil brush, but some people might like to use them for that. All right, so I'm just wiping. Oh, there was a crack. Please don't break the frame. Okay, so if you just joined me, it's an old upcycled canvas frame with a lovely beveled edge that I just pulled the canvas off the front of it, and I'm just wiping off the excess of our Easy Wax. You can get that in my booth at the Camp Hill Antique Centre in Brisbane, or online in my online shop, where you can get all of your paint products, all of your furniture painting, DIY things, sandy hand sanding gloves, Klingon brushes, the Madeline wax brushes, all of the things. So there you go, there's the black wax, and it kind of looks light depending on the light, but it is quite dark compared to this side that I haven't painted yet with the wax. So Mary's got a good question. She's asking what would be the difference in the wax that you're using or a stain. So this wax would actually act as a sealer as well to seal the wood, whereas a stain just stains, goes into the grain of the wood, but you've still got that porous surface, so you would need to put sort of a varnish or a wax over the top of a stain. So using this, it does come in the clear, so you can still use the clear over painted pieces, but there's a really nice finish to that wood. Can't wait to show you the finished frames. I'll take some pictures and I'll pop them up on my Facebook page later on, also on Instagram. So if you're there, I'll see you on Instagram stories with some of those pictures later. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll be back another time to show you some more DIY fun, crafty stuff. Keep painting. Bye.